Peace and blessings, beautiful people.
Peace and blessings.
This is Empress Imani.
And Empress Alisa.
And welcome to this episode of Sacred Love Lessons. In this episode today, we want to talk about 4 signs that you found your true soulmate. 4 signs that you found your true soulmate. There are so many things that you can look for, whether or not to know if the person you're with is your true soulmate. Today, we're only going to discuss 4, and we'll come back in later episodes and discuss the others. So let's talk about a soulmate. What is a true soulmate? A soulmate can be anyone. It doesn't have to be someone in an intimate nature. It can be a school teacher, it could be a sibling, it could be a parent, it could be an intimate partner. It's someone that you meet in this life, in the 3D realm, that helps to grow your soul, helps to expand your soul, more on a spiritual 5D connection on that level. That is what a soulmate is. So in today's episode, we're talking about an intimate soulmate, someone that would be your partner, your lover, your spouse, someone like that, right? So the first way to know that you've met your true soulmate is that when you first meet, you feel like you've known each other forever. I know when I first met Alisa, it just felt like we had known each other.
I would agree with that, because when I first met you, it seemed as though you were already a friend of mine. I felt really comfortable talking to you and sharing things with you. It was really easy, like I'd already known you.
Right. There was this sense of familiarity. There was this sense of knowing. It felt like home, which is the second sign. It feels like home.
Yes.
And I know I just felt very comfortable with Alisa, and it was easy to talk to her and to share with her just right off the top.
Yeah, and I would agree with that as well, because I'm not the type of person who's very open and present a vulnerable side to myself, but I found myself easily opening up to Imani from the very beginning and being vulnerable, and she saw things and heard things that I had never shared with other people, and this is someone I had just met. But like we said before, it felt like home. It felt like I'd already known her forever. She felt like an old friend, so to speak.
Yeah, it did. And so the third sign is that you feel, it feels safe. You feel safe to love the person. You feel safe to be open with the person, to be vulnerable with the person. Like, most people that I meet, I don't feel that way with. You know, I will sit back in the cut and just observe the person.
Yes.
I listen very carefully. I see what my spidey senses are saying, to tune into the person's energy, to see what I can pick up there. I observe the person very closely and watch things very closely. But when I met Alisa, and just to give you guys a refresher, Alisa and I met online. We met through Match.com, and no, this episode is not being sponsored by Match.com. Instead, it's being sponsored by SacredLoveShop.com. SacredLoveShop.com, where you can find all of your personal and spiritual development tools. Go over there and check it out. It's some good stuff over there, you guys. I remember when I first started talking to Alisa over the phone, and I just felt so open with her. It just felt good. It felt right. I felt like I could share. She was being open with me. And I remember we were talking about traveling. We discovered that we both like to travel. And I had always wanted to go to Spain, and I was telling her about Barcelona and Madrid, and she started telling me about Alicante. And so during the course of the conversation, I found out when she was going to be off work. So when we got off the phone, I just immediately booked a vacation package round trip for the two of us to go to Alicante, Spain for the week that she was going to be off of work. And so the next day I sent her an email confirmation of the trip. So the next day when we talked on the phone, I asked her, I said, hey, did you check your email?
Yeah, I hadn't checked my email yet. I'd been at work, and so I'd only been with my work email. And so when she said it, she was really excited. So I went and I checked my email, and I literally, not figuratively, my jaw dropped. No one had ever done anything like that for me. It wasn't like just the flight round trip. It was the hotel. It was the whole package to Spain. And it was to Alicante. It was to where I wanted to go. I mean, this was the first time she blew my mind. I mean, she does it all the time, but this was the first time.
Right. And I had never done anything like that in my life before. So I was acting totally out of my normal character. But it just felt so right. I felt like I was on the right path. This was the right person, that this was the person that I could just fully open up and be myself with. And I remember that week, because we spent a whole week, Alisa surprised us with a day trip to Paris, France. And so it was a surprise. It was beautiful.
Yeah, while there, we did, the touristy things. We did the Eiffel Tower. We did the tour of the Seine and the Louvre. And we had lunch at the Louvre. It was really nice there.
We toured we did a boat tour of the
Seine River.
Yeah, and it was beautiful. And I had never been to Paris before. She had never been to Paris before. I'm sure you guys have seen our pictures of us at the Eiffel Tower floating around. You can go over to sacredloveshop.com and click on the About page, and you can see that of us over there. Is it there? Is it Sacred Love Lessons? Sacred Love Lessons, yeah. You can click on the About page and see us at the Eiffel Tower. But to my final point, the fourth sign where you know you found your true soulmate is you want to openly love, and you want to openly share your love freely with the other person. And that was something that I just really felt in my heart, which is why I booked the trip, because Alisa and I, we met on October 10th, 2017. Yes. We met online. The next day we talked over the phone.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not sure the date. I would have to go back and look at my receipt to find the date that I actually booked the trip.
I'm not sure of the date either, but I'm almost certain it was within a week. I'm not of us meeting that she booked the trip. Blew my mind once again.
Yeah. And then we met in person October 28th.
Yeah, so within 20 days of meeting online, we'd already met in person. And if you know anything about long distance dating, she was in Fort Lauderdale and I was in Atlanta.
And we met up in New Orleans.
Yeah, we met in New Orleans. So the way that it happened, it was a divine way of us even meeting in person.
Yes, yes. And so just to recap, the 4 signs of how you know you've met your true soulmate. Now keep in mind, these are only 4. There are many, and we're going to come back in other episodes and give you other signs, other ways to know whether or not you've met your true soulmate. But these 4 is that you feel like you've known each other forever.
You know it's safe to love openly.
The relationship feels like home.
And you love openly and share your love freely with each other.
Yes. So that's all we have for you guys today. We hope this episode has helped you identify whether or not you have found your true soulmate. We're going to come back at a later time with more signs to look for, whether or not you found your true soulmates. Don't forget to share with your family, your friends, and on your social media. And also go over to sacredloveshop.com. sacredloveshop.com, where you can find all of your spiritual and personal development tools. And until we speak again,
be the light.
Be the light.